Well, I'm a liar, I'm a boozer, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? Found her with another man, I was thrown into confusion. All the world I thought was true.
Yo! Scared Mosh. Yo! Show it! Preppy! What a great song.
I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed. Wondering how much lower can I go?
This is my cowboy guy.
Even though I know it's wrong, I wish my pain upon the world.
What's going on, fellas?
I curse the lives of lucky.
I know the song's still on in the background. Skillful. Bjorn, what's up? John. Max. What up, fellas? What up, fellas? Another day, another day, another day. All right, enough of this, enough of this. What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. It's the end of the week. Hopefully it is for everyone. For some of us, it's the start of the week. It is what it is. Incog, Robert, Amrit. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good, man. Whale Talk, Fahid, Fahingers Country. What do you guys think is the better bearish song, guys? Is it Fingers Down My Spine, or is it How Much Lower Can I Go country song? Let me know. Which one should I be? I mean, we could do both. I mean, there's nothing wrong with both. Though when you do both, it's a little bit too negative, I think. I think you can only do one of them per day, right? The first song's got to be a little bit more upbeat. You know what I mean? Which one's better, though? Your mom, what's going on, bro? Shane Albert Beauchamp. Holy shit, what a long name, man. Neither, they both suck balls. You know what, John? You know what? I have one fan, at least, okay? Daddy! I think your songs are good, Daddy. Don't listen to John M. He's a miserable, miserable old man. He sits on the corner of the sidewalk and just smokes cigarettes all day and complains. Your songs are great, Daddy. All right, we're not getting into that today. None of that today. Pete said, reminds us of Java. Yeah, man. I still have some dreams of Java sometimes, man. Anything that irritates John M works for me. Whenever we can irritate John, you know it's going to be a good stream, man. It's always a good one. There's the real Jordan, 12 years old. Oh, man. Anyways, guys, that was a fun bull market yesterday. Actually, was that yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. That was a fun bull market yesterday. One day of up. Bulls got kind of excited yesterday, and we just instantly fell back down again. I've sort of said this. I think it's continued to be the same of that. You're gonna get these short squeezes to the upside that get the bulls all pumped. But in reality, I still think they're gonna sell off. So we actually didn't come all the way up to 26.8. We couldn't even get to 26.8 on that short squeeze. We could only get to 26.5, and then we instantly just sold off. So kind of just putting in another lower high. And it's just the same shit. It's the same shit, man. We've now been in this range. We're pushing 23 weeks down here. I feel like that was like yesterday that we actually dumped on here. But we're pushing 3 weeks down here, man. It's getting long. It's getting boring again. And we said this, man. Bitcoin in this year has had basically 1 week of action and then 1 to 2 months of nothing. And once again, that's what we're seeing. 1 week of action, and then 1 to 2 months of nothing. Recipe. It's the recipe for disaster, I guess. Interactive said smash the likes. You know what, Interactive? I appreciate you for saying that every single day, man. You shield the like button more than I do. Okay, I need someone to shield the like button. Shit. Someone needs to shield the like button for me, man. What's going on? John said pay your internet bill. Yeah, it's paid. It's paid. It's paid now, which is good. I was holding off on it a little bit. I had to work that last shift at McDub's to make sure we can get it paid off. What's going on, Big Don? Your mom said Franco is now banned. Why is Franco banned? Franco's not banned, man. You know what? Franco needs to be a mod. Franco, why are you not a mod? All right, Franco's a mod. Should I make Franco a managing mod or a standard mod? What's the difference? I don't even know what the difference is. Managing mod can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. It also has capabilities of standard. No, he's going to be a standard mod. Yeah, I don't want Franco to be able to do that. There we go. All right, Franco's a mod. Franco, just don't ban anyone. Listen, it's for clout, okay? Let's be real. You blue in the chat, it's for clout. Just don't ban anyone, man. Listen, I don't care what people say in the chat. Some people are like, ban anyone that talks shit. I don't care if anyone talks shit. And to be honest, right now, no one really talks shit because everyone has been in crypto for a while at this point. You don't get the newbies coming in here talking shit. They'll be in here next year. Anyways, Jesus. Let's go. Franco said I could be trusted. Franco, I trust you, man. You seem like a good guy. Even though you want to dunk on me in basketball, even though you can't. That's okay. Hookset said I fell asleep 3 weeks ago and I just woke up. Nice, man. Anyways, it's a lot of the same stuff for Bitcoin, guys. I feel like we're gonna be talking a lot about, like, it's gonna be like, prepare for now. Okay, I know we get excited for every day of every type of move. For me, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be like this into the halving. I think it's gonna be very boring. You'll get big moves here and there, but I think for the most part, it's gonna be a very boring market. That's just super boring. I guess boring is counter to if you're looking at the altcoin market. It's not that boring because you're getting that slow bleed on the altcoin market, which as long as Bitcoin kind of looks a little shady, the altcoins are just going to continue to bleed down, and that's just the reality of the situation. As far as it comes to Bitcoin, you guys know my take. Like, at this point, I think this retest of the bull market support band was a bearish retest. It ended up being a bearish retest, and until we really get any type of reclaim above that, historically, when we're below this, we see bearish price action. So I'm still on the bearish side, okay? I am a bull wearing a bear suit, all right? I need to find, like, a bear suit, you know? I guess this guy works. He looks like a bear. I love chocolate, and I love bull tears. I mean, he's as big as a freaking bear. Shit. He might as well be the bull. Who's this guy? Holy shit! This guy's kind of handsome. Isn't this guy kind of handsome, man? He could be the bull suit, too. He could be the bear suit. He looks like a Chad. This kind of looks like, MM Crypto, actually. A little bit. I don't know. He looks weird, but he kind of looks like a Chad, though. I kind of like this guy. I like this guy. I don't know. The wrong kind of bear. The bear. Yeah, the wrong kind of bear. Is that poop on his face? I don't know. Your mom. It's whatever you want it to be. Okay? If you want it to be chocolate, chocolate. If you want it to be poop, well, I guess you like some other things. You know what I'm saying? You like some other things. Bruh. If you think it's poop. Oh, man. Jimmy Neutron, man. But, yeah, I mean, at the moment, guys, I think it's a bearish retest. You guys know my take. It's, you know, I guess for me, it's, you know, I go back and I look at some of the times where, right, in the second year of the cycle, we get back above this, right? We get back above the bull market support band. When we drop below, we tend to see bearish action for quite a while. We either see basically a slow bleed price action for quite a while, for a few months, or we see a fast capitulation, right? So like the COVID crash, fast capitulation. 2019, we saw basically slow bleed for about 4 months. Right now, I guess we've kind of been slow bleeding for less than a month, to put it kind of in perspective, right? And then every other time we've done it, right? So right here, this was obviously a fast capitulation down to the low. This was obviously a fast capitulation down to the low. And then every other time was basically you went into a bear market. So the way I'm looking at this is me personally, right? The way I'm looking at the market is, okay, Bitcoin gets back on the bull market support band for whatever reason. Cool, let's go. We're going to the moon. I just think that if you couldn't do it on the grayscale news, what the frick's going to get you back over that? You know what I mean? What's going to get you back over that at this current time? So that's why I kind of leave in bearish, and I do think we're going to see, in my opinion, some lower prices at some point. It may not be tomorrow. We still could get a pump up, right, and then go down. But I think ultimately we end up at a lower price at some point by the halving, right? I don't know if it's going to be this week, next week, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I don't freaking know. But I think we eventually see some lower prices again on Bitcoin. And we fill that CME gap, because there is a CME gap down between 20K and 20K and 21K. There is a CME gap that's still there, which would be the perfect kind of retest of the low at this point, right? So we'll see, right? It is what it is. At this point, we're just kind of waiting it out, and it's super freaking boring. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I actually want to look at the altcoin market today because I'm excited. I am excited looking at the altcoin market because I was looking through altcoins today, and a lot of them look like they're gonna test some levels that, like, if you could be accumulating at some of those levels, you're basically going to be accumulating, rewinding all the way back to prices that were all the way back in 2020, right? And we know what happened between 2020 and 2021. We saw, ridiculous moves to the upside. A lot of them could be going back down to those levels, which, take it or leave it. It is what it is, but we'll talk about it. Franco said, I always wanted to be a mod, not to ban or control. I will never even click that box. I want to be a mod to get that blue font. You want the clout. You're like one of those clout chasers nowadays. How do I get some clout? You know what I'll do? I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to go on the internet and start some controversy. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say I slept with Obama. That'll get me some clout right now. Let's go on IG. Okay, perfect. That's a great picture of me. Sexy. Guys, I slept with Obama. Oh, man. It's all for the clout. Same thing with this alien shit. Everyone just makes up random stories for clout now. Man. That's the world we live in, though, right? It's all about the followers and your following at the end of the day. Brett said, what's your thoughts on ICP? Brett, you want my honest opinion, or do you want me to make up some BS? I think it's going to do the same thing as all the other altcoins, man. Listen, I could make up some, like, the fundamentals are so good on this. It's going to pump tomorrow. It's going to do what all the other altcoins do today, right? I mean, it is what it is. And I guess the other reason I'm sort of cautious on Bitcoin right now, right? And Bitcoin, I mean, listen, it's at support, so like I don't want to be like overly bearish in the short term, because I certainly think we could still get a little bit of a squeeze higher. And as the sentiment is a little bearish right now, and I could still see a lot of people shorting the lows, right? We might need a little bit of a move up to get people kind of optimistic again before we go lower, but that remains to be seen. We'll see. This is the chart. I know we've talked about this a few times. We talked about this yesterday, the day before. But the SPX versus the money supply chart is the one that gets me a little bit cautious right now. And we've talked about this. The S&P has gone up because of money printing. When there's no money printing, it seems to struggle to get back above this level, right? 5 times, actually. It's been at this level and gotten rejected since 2001. Once here, once here, once here, once here, once here, right? Maybe this time is different and gets it back above, but saying this time is different is a very, very dangerous game. Right? And you guys know, I've been a bull the entire year on the stock market, okay? While everyone was calling for the worst year ever, I was a bull the entire year. Now I'm a little bit cautious on this bad boy, right? Going into this. We got rejected once, and now we came up and tested it again this week. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, guys. Like I said, if we break above this, that tells me that something's going on, right? That tells me that I should flip back bullish if this gets back above here. But if we continue to find a little bit of resistance here and can't get back above, and we start curling over, it's got me a little bit on edge, right? For a flush down in the stock market, and which I think would take down Bitcoin with it in the short term, right? But I want to remind you, okay, that any type of big dump on the corn is for buying, not for panicking, okay? Because you look at these times that the S&P has got rejected from here. Once, it was very quick. It was a buying opportunity, right? Twice here, this was like, you know, we went down for like 6 months, but that was a buying opportunity, right? 2007, we went down for, this was a little bit longer, but that was a very, very different circumstance than it is now. And back here, right, we went down, I think this was like 6 months too. So they're usually very quick. If it does happen, it's for buying opportunities, not for freaking shibbling in your gymborees and getting all upset, okay? 3 hits to the high and down she goes. We'll see, man. No one knows. We're all guessing at the end of the day. I want to make that clear. We're all freaking guessing. You got to make your own decision for yourself, whether you're a bull or a bear at the current moment, right? I think it's time to be cautious. That's all. Your mom said, I just stopped at a gas station in Waco, Texas, and there's a Bitcoin at the moment selling. There's an 8 Bitcoin ATM selling Bitcoin for 28K. They're screwing people right now. 28K? That's a pretty big upcharge. I know those ATMs screw people. That's why, like, everyone gets so bullish on those ATMs. I actually think those Bitcoin ATMs are worse than not having, or having those Bitcoin ATMs is worse than actually not having them, because I heard the fees on those is ridiculous. Like on some of those, the fees are like 20%. You know what I mean? And that's just going to piss people off. You really think a noob's going to go up there and go, you know, I'm going to buy $500 worth of Bitcoin right now, right? And pay a $100 fee. That's just going to piss them off. That's going to make them not want to do it. You know what I mean? It's like some of those ATMs. Or they just charge a higher price than the normal price. Ridiculous. Franco said 28K with the F. That's actually better than what I've heard. I've heard some of those ATMs screw people, man. Literally screw people. Wayne says 3 hits to the high and down she goes. Wait, is Wayne getting bearish too? What the hell? I think Wayne's bearish on the S&P and bullish on Bitcoin. The interesting take is if this goes down and you get like a banking collapse and that causes Bitcoin to rise. I know people laugh at that narrative. That's actually one of the narratives I'm actually bullish on. Is whereas if something happened in the economy, S&P starts going down and it's because of like another banking collapse like 2008, that surprisingly might actually be bullish for Bitcoin like it was back in March. That's a hot take. Could happen. Who knows? It's definitely a hot take, though. Definitely a hot take. Dollar's still bullish, right? So dollar's still pushing up. I think the dollar's got higher to go, like 105.80, and then we're gonna get a little cautious on the dollar, probably being a short-term top. But it's got a little bit higher to go. So as long as this is moving up, I have a hard time seeing Bitcoin really like exploding up. I think it can get short squeezes like we saw yesterday, right? But I don't see like this massive move to 30K as long as the DXY is moving up, right? I think it's got a little bit higher to go. And then maybe we can start talking. Maybe a bigger Bitcoin move. Read slower. It could go either way, yeah. It could go either way. Who knows, man? That's the fun part. Inspector Ape said, watch, it's going to pump and everyone is going to change their minds. Well, I mean, that happened right here, right? So right here, everyone kind of got a little bit bearish, right? We got that pump from Grayscale, right? This is kind of where everyone changed their mind, and then we just instantly came back down. If this was and this is just my opinion, if this market was truly bullish, you should see moves higher on good news. You shouldn't see moves up high on good news and then that good news just instantly selling off, right? And I want to, like, that's the opposite of what we were doing earlier this year, right? What were we doing earlier this year? We were selling off on good news, on bad news, right? right? But instantly getting back higher, right? So bad news, instantly getting back higher, right? Bad news, instantly getting back higher, right? Bad news, instantly going higher. Now you can see the market structure change a little bit, right? Now you're making lower highs, right, and lower lows. Well, you're at a low. You're almost at a lower low. You're not quite there yet. You're at a higher low still. But now you're getting a pump on good news and selling off, right? XRP move, right? Pumped all the altcoins a little bit, but they instantly sold off again, right? That's not what a bullish market does. A bullish market pumps on good news, like when Elon Musk bought Bitcoin, right? In the last bull market, Bitcoin pumped like 25% in one day. That's what a bullish market does. Not gets bullish news and then instantly sells off. You know, it's my opinion. Take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. The background zoom. Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. Drunk Bear just ate Mexican food. Nice, man. I had Chinese food last night. I had General Gao's chicken with white rice, and I told myself if Bitcoin broke back below this line right here, I would get crab rangoons. Bitcoin broke back below that line, and I got some crab rangoons. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we play it. That's how we play it. I said, horse guy, I can't justify getting crab rangoons right now. Okay, but if we break back below that white line, we're getting crab rangoons. Horse guy looked at me and said, "Wow, crab rangoons? What does the nose, crab? Wow, I didn't know Chinese people put crab in their food. That sounds authentic. Not like General Gao's chicken, which is shit. But did they put hay? Did they have hay crab rangoon? You can order that for me? Okay, yes, order hay crab rangoon. Cream cheese, hay, and a little bit. No, but they don't have those. What do you mean they don't have those? This is prejudice against horses. This is 2023. You have to have food for everyone. Everyone must be soon animals are gonna feel left out. That's what's coming next. Prejudice against horses. Oh man. It's imitation crab. They put imitation crab in. But honestly, I don't really like. Oh, it's not that I don't like regular crab. I don't really like seafood, so I'm fine with the imitation crab. And to be honest, I only like the crab rangoons because they have the not the blue cheese, the cream cheese in there, man. You know, that's what it is. Soon imitation horse guy. True. That is very true. Crab rangoon have so little crab these days. Yeah, but it's not about the crab. Even if there was crab in there, you can't taste that shit. You can only taste the cream cheese, Franco. You know what I'm saying, man? Like shit. Nuri said, "Are we waiting for a sell signal?" Well, I guess the sell signal. Well, I mean, for me, what was, like I said, the break below the bull market support band, and then the bearish retest of the bull market support band, right? If you were going to sell something, that was the time where I was going to take some profits on some stuff. Was basically when Bitcoin had that pump up to the bull market support band, which at that time I was looking for that to be a bearish retest, and it was, right. So that was the time. Now that you're back down here, you got to make that own decision for yourself. I'm never an advocate of selling stuff when you're at a low. I'm never advocating that, because whenever you do that, it tends to go the opposite way. But here's the thing, you know, here's the thing about this market. It's very easy to sell when you're at a low, right? It's easy to sell right now because the market feels bearish. But you can make a plan right now and say, you know, if Bitcoin gets a move up right here, I want to sell some out of some stuff, or I want to take some profits on some stuff. But the problem is, when it does do that, you're going to get bullish again, and you're not going to want to sell anything, right? The key is selling on the big green candles in a downtrend, you know? But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm never an advocate of selling at support. I think that's a recipe for disaster a lot of times. I think it's always better to wait for a green candle. Like if you're bearish right now, you shouldn't be bullish just because we get a green candle. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're in uptrend. Like if you're bullish, you shouldn't get bearish because of one red candle. You know, it's sort of the same thing here, in my opinion. You know, control the market with your sell. Hell no, man, I can't do that. Maybe one day. One day we'll be a market maker, but definitely not right now. One day, man. Dude, to move Bitcoin, you need to be trading with like, I think that this was like in the bull market too. You need to be trading with like $300 million or something like that, just to move Bitcoin. I think 300 million Bitcoin moves, or $300 million moves Bitcoin. Like, I forget the stat. I think it was maybe 1%, which is crazy. Like that, you need a lot of money to move Bitcoin in one direction, man. A lot. But like, that moves it by yourself. Obviously, if you sell $300 million worth of Bitcoin, you're going to hit people's stop losses. You're going to liquidate people. Obviously, the market would move bigger, right? But your individual buy or sell would move Bitcoin to like 1%. I think that was the stat. That was like 2 years ago that I heard that stat. I forget if that's correct. I don't know, man. Man. Mike Bishop said they say plants can feel and see things. What do vegans do now? Dude, plants, I am convinced that actually plants, even though they don't move or do anything, there might actually be more...
Why are you here every time I come here?
You know what I mean, Much? I think they actually might be more advanced than we are. Right? I think plants might actually be a more advanced species than we are. You know? Because think about humans, right? We are so dependent on eating other things, right? We're dependent on other things. A plant, that shit can sit in the soil and just take the sun in and live. You know, it doesn't need anything else. Well, it's a little more deep than that. It does, but it doesn't. Right? I don't know. You could argue that plants are actually more, not smarter, right? But more advanced. You could. There's an irritating noise in the background. An irritating noise in the background? Maj, can you turn off the AC? I don't think it's that hot anymore either. I'm gonna turn off the AC for you guys because you guys have been complaining about the AC today.
Yesterday was this fan.
Yesterday was the fan. Today it's the AC. Tomorrow it'll be... Oh, it's so quiet in here now. It feels weird talking now. Holy shit. Photosynthesis. But yeah, I think photosynthesis is more advanced than we are, you know? If inflation remains well too high. Psycho Pearl, you know me. I've been looking at the downtrend on inflation the whole year, but that's another reason why I'm actually a little bit cautious, because now inflation, if you go to Trueflation, which everyone was knocking the whole year, but we called inflation coming down the whole year, right? But if I can't be biased, that's the thing, man. I've been biased in the past, and it's bit me in the ass, right? I can't be biased. When I go back over to Trueflation, it does show an uptick. Let me bring it up for you guys. It does starting to show an uptick in inflation going back up. And listen, I'm not a big believer in like, okay, go to the grocery store and see what's happening in the grocery store. I'm not a big believer in that. But if you go to the grocery store, dude, I went to get chicken yesterday. Dude, that shit's like double the price it was a couple months ago. Like, what the hell now? First it was eggs, now it's chicken going up. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. You might have to be a vegan. The only thing cheap nowadays is getting veggies. It's, like, buying meat is ridiculous now. But it's like every time you want to cook any type of meal for yourself with meat, it's like you're going to a steakhouse. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's starting to... My big head's in the way. But it did start to tick up a little bit. So we got to be kind of careful with that. But, you know, obviously we'll see. We'll see, man. I missed the background noise. Can you turn the AC back on? Now I'm probably loud as shit, man. Keith said Franco style, egg. Yeah. The Franco style. Trading futures. If you're not growing your own food, you're going to starve the new year. If there's a second uptick in inflation, which I know a lot of people have talked about before. I think a couple people have talked about this, which usually when it comes to inflation, there's two spikes. You see the initial spike, it comes down, and then it spikes up again before going back down to 2%. And Alex, I don't want to talk all macro shit. That shit's super boring. I watch videos about that in my spare time, and I bore myself with that. I don't want to talk about that shit here. But there is some stuff that I think could be interesting as we go into next year. But I think it's all going to be, listen, I'm a bear in a bull suit. Okay, guys? I think that's all going to set us up for really good opportunities going into 2024 and 2025. Will you turn the heater on? I prefer the heater on. Here we go, man. You guys are imbeciles. You guys are legit imbeciles. Now we got the fan on. We got the fan on now. Don't complain about the fan. You got to hear the wrath of Mooj.
No bull run yet.
If I go by, turn the fan off, she's gonna go, "Are you serious?" Oh man. Bosch Jerome Powell says otherwise. No bull run yet.
I prefer the heater on.
Psycho Pearl, listen, man. I've been against you the whole year, but I think I am personally on. I'm starting to hop on. Well, I'm not starting. I've been on Team Psycho Pearl, really since we broke the list level. Like I've been kind of Team Psycho Pearl at this point. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm on your side, buddy. At this point. You know, things could change. I could change my mind again and get bullish, but at the moment I don't really see anything. A bear in a bull suit. Actually, it depends on what time frame you're talking about. For the next 2 years, I'm a bear in a bull. No, I'm a bull in a bear suit. For like, I know, I'd say for the next like 3 months, I'm a bear in a bull suit. No, I'm a bull in a bear suit. For the next 2 years, I'm a bull. But for the future, oh man, I am a bear in a bull suit. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you, man. Let me tell you, man. But like I said, we'll talk about that a couple years down the line when I turn into Savvy and I start calling for the economic collapse. That'll be a fun time. People will love me then. Franco's a mod. Yeah, Mike, Franco's a mod. Hopefully that's a bottom signal. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that's a bottom signal, man, because you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Dave said, please only breathe through your nose. How do you breathe through your nose and talk? I don't think you can do that. Hold on. Yeah, so. No, I can't breathe through my nose and talk. Mike Reinhardt said, do you think we get on more dip to buy altcoins? Yes. Yes, I do. I do.
Do you think we get on more dip to buy
man.
altcoins?
And I want to make this clear. That doesn't mean that they're going to go down in a straight line. Okay? So if you see a move of 2, 3, 4% on altcoins in a day, right? You're going to hear everyone calling for alt season again.
Please only
it doesn't mean you're going to go down in a straight line.
Thanks.
Okay? But I actually want to talk about the altcoin market today. And it's specifically a lot of coins that everyone really likes. And why I like Matic. I think Matic summarizes this market in just perfectly. This chart is so beautiful. Okay? So beautiful. When I look at this chart, and let's look at this chart. Does this look like an area where Matic is going to hit a low and reverse? Right? Like where it is right now. Just look at don't be biased. Don't be biased. Okay? It's very easy to be biased. A lot of times I've been biased. I ain't gonna do it. Okay? Does where Matic is right now look like a point where okay, maybe it gets a little bit of a short-term move up, but does this look like it wants to go into a bull market at this current price? Right? And the reason why I say this is you don't typically see big runs up on these type of lows here. You usually see a big capitulation event that sets the low before you get a rise up, right? It doesn't look like it's going right there. So you see my magnet down there, okay? You see my magnet. I'm just being a realist. I think that would set up for a beautiful bottom structure, right? Where you got the big capitulation back in June of 2022. You got the rise, right? Now looking for that hit to the low one more time, right? Maybe you make a lower low, maybe you make a higher low, but I still think you come somewhere near these lows again, back down to like 35 cents. Eventually, like I said, you could see a short-term move up back to the bull market support band where you get everyone calling for alt season again, right? I just think eventually, whether it's tomorrow, 3 months, 6 months, we hit this level again down
the
here.
AC and the BT. Left pointing finger, cool face, eyes, balloon.
Please no altcoins with the AC. No altcoins with the AC. Matic limit order 33 cents. Hey man, I think this is one where like, okay, if you want a DCA here, listen, I'm not going to kill you for DCAing here. But at the end of the day, if I was interested in Matic, which I'm not interested in Matic, okay? But I'm just using it as an example. If I was interested in Matic, yeah, I would be ignoring all the noise, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of noise, every little move up. I'll be ignoring the noise, yeah, and just putting a limit order at, I think 33 cents is a good spot. And if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, fine, right? That's okay. There's a million other altcoins. But yeah, that's what I would be doing on this one. What's another good example? And listen, like OP. You guys know him. Let's talk about one that I do want to buy, right? More of, which is OP. I want to buy more OP, okay? This chart to me just looks awful. Awful, man. Brutal. You know what I mean? Like, and that could change. You know what I mean? Like that, this could change out of nowhere. Crypto can change very, very quick. But when I look at the chart, I basically see a big rise up, right? A dump into a bear flag, right? Higher, lower, a breakdown of the bear flag. And if we just did a simple measure move, where does that get us back down to? That gets OP back down to 55 cents. I know that sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. But we forget how quickly the market can move when it trends, right? So, and this is one that I'm bullish on, right? So I'm not just shitting on Matic, even though I like to shit on Matic, but, you know, I would not be surprised to see OP come and test these lows again, you know? It is what it is, man. Tony said, I bought some Matic today. Dude, I'm not going to hate on you, man. Listen, this is the year of accumulation. I'm just trying to show you what's possible, right? And I think the most important thing is right now, ignore the noise, right? Like this, 2023 is the year of accumulation. My biggest point with this is make sure you have cash on the sidelines to buy a capitulation event, right? Because those tend to happen at some point very often in this market, right? That's all. If like I said, if you're DCA and altcoins here, I'm not gonna hate on you for it. You're gonna do much better than 99% of people, right? But I think the most important thing is to have some cash. Have a cash position. It's very easy to go all in because you don't want to miss out on any gains, right? You want all your money in crypto so you can maximize your potential. Sometimes take a little risk off the board. Have a decent cash position where if you do see something like this, you can take advantage, because there's nothing worse than seeing a capitulation event and you can't buy anything because you have no cash, right? That's it. I mean, that's all you can really do at the moment. Other than that, we don't know shit about F. You know what I mean? We don't know if Bitcoin's gonna be at 40K next month or 20K. We don't know shit about F. You know, that's it. Let's see. That's the big problem with OP. It's tokenomics or sus. But dude, so many altcoins tokenomics are sus. And to be fair, OP, there's, you know, I think tokenomics are the biggest bullshit, man. And I'm not. Listen, in a bullish market, tokenomics don't mean shit. So all that really matters is getting to the bull market. You know how many shitty tokenomics coins did 100x's in 2021? You know what I mean? You know how many coins with a massive inflation rate still did 100x in 2021, 50x in 2021? That shit's overrated, man. Right? And it even shows like this year, like OP did way better than everything else, despite it does have shitty tokenomics, but sometimes that shit really doesn't matter, right? Now, right now, that shit will matter because when you're in a downtrend market and token is coming on supply, that's why I think something like this is possible, because you get both of those going on, right? But in an uptrend, I don't think that those things don't really matter, man. You know, they don't. I think fundamentals, and I've said this a million times, this is the real crypto, like real crypto nerds get mad when you say fundamentals don't matter, but they don't. They don't, man. Maybe someday they will, but they don't. At least at this time. You know? Why do you think Pepe? What was the biggest gainer in this bear market? Pepe. Again, you know? It is what it is. All new coins have crazy token unlocks. Yeah, man, look at all of them. Look at AVAX. And what's another good example? You can go down the list, bro. You know? You can go down the list. Look at Chainlink. You know what I mean? Like some of these ones that did really, really well last time. You know? What are the fundamentals of trading cards? I don't know what the fundamentals of trading cards. They're paper. You know what I mean? They're paper, man. You know what I mean? Like, really, fundamentals are funny, man. People value whatever they value based off what they value. Like, you know, it is what it is. Doge is a perfect example of that. Yeah. Nandita said, what matters? What matters is, I mean, it's tough to say what really matters. It depends. It depends. Sometimes there's a hot narrative, right? Maybe L2s are hot at a time. L2s go off. Maybe L1s are hot. They go up. You got narrative. You got hype. Really, it's hype, you know? Because in a bull market, the difference between a bull market and a bear market is in a bull market, when you get bullish news, that pumps shit like crazy. But when you're not in a bull market, news basically pumps you up and dumps you right back down. That's another good example of if you know you're in a bull market or not, is when good news pushes you higher. If good news is a pump and dump, that means you ain't in a bull market. You are in a trash market. You know what I mean? And we've seen a lot of bullish stuff on some altcoins the last few months, right? We've seen Shibarium launch, Shib pumped, dumped. We've seen Chainlink with its new upgrade, pumped, dumped. You know, that's not a sign of a bullish market. We've seen Bitcoin, Grayscale wins the case against the SEC. Pump, dump, right? But in a bull market, those things will pump shit 20, 30, 40, 50% in a day. You know? We ain't at that point. News is a big thing in bull markets too. You know? The fundamentals of my mom, I don't know, man. Listen, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about that. Drunk Bear said, I'm accumulating for the next 8+ months plus the last 6 weeks bullish window. I love that, Drunk Bear. I love that, man. I remember when Drunk Bear's always been the best bear, man. You gotta change your name to Drunk Bull. Drunk Bear, when are you gonna change your name to Drunk Bull? You know, we need the name change, bro. Andrea said not touching alts. Yeah, I mean, listen, I wouldn't blame me at the moment, personally. You know, there was a time where some of the charts looked okay. Some of them got pretty good moves up, but you know, there's charts like this that make me think. And we can go through a bunch of them. We went to OP. What's another good example? I was looking at a bunch of them today. Like Sand, you know, like look at Sandbox. And another one that I'm actually interested in picking some Sandbox here, because I am so bullish on metaverses in the future. I might be a little early, but I'm so bullish on metaverses. But I definitely want some exposure to the metaverse space. I like sand better than mana, but like even sand, this just looks bad, man. You know, like I'm looking at, like, okay, you break the support, but you didn't just instantly reclaim. Like if you dumped below this and you instantly pumped back above support, perfect. You're looking really, really good. This thing dumped below support and it's holding down here and just continuing to dump. Even sand, like,
thoughts on Caspa?
I want to buy. I would be very interested if it came back into these supports here. See, back here we had 2021 support twice on the weekly. So I'm gonna put my little target there, and if it gets there, it gets there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But something tells me it eventually finds its way back down here to like 15 cents. Something tells me, man, over the course of the next, like I said, it's not gonna happen tomorrow, but at some point. Right? I think this just kind of continues to kind of just do this until we eventually get there before the halving, and then we carve out some type of low, right? And then we do what we normally do. But that's my take, man. It's a lot of these charts, bro. A foot long poop. The onset of Rip Gala. Dude, look at Gala though. Gala's another one. Look at Gala. This one's literally at its all-time low. Look at this, man. Oh. Man, sometimes at these ones though, like, look at Gala. It hit its all-time low in December of last year. Look where it's at now. Oh, this one I was tempted to scoop a little bit up when you get to these like really like local, like the Pico low. I'm so tempted to just pick up a Gala just for a little bit of a trade, just to trade it back, like a little bit of a bounce, because you got max FUD. And you're at like literally the Pico low that it's ever been at, right? I don't know. It's an interesting play. But I also I'm just not really that bullish on the altcoin market. So it's hard for me to get super bullish right there. You know? So, I don't know. Gala, it's holding on by a thread. I'll say that. It's holding on by a thread at its all-time low. What a trip. Remember when Gala was like going off over here? Like it was going off, and then just since then it's just been a slow bleed all the way back down. It's brutal, man. Brutal. Gala's a foot long poop. Yeah. Let's look at some other ones. So I mean, we're talking about a lot of dino coins though, right? It's always, I think this is one of the mistakes that we always do in every cycle, is we always like to talk about last cycle's coins when you go back in the past, and a lot of times last cycle's coins don't perform as well. We always like to do that though, is because those are the coins that we learned last market, and we don't take the time to learn the new ones. You guys know, like the new ones that I think are interesting. Like I said, Optimism. I think we go lower on this. Arbitrum. Man, I mean, you lost this level, so. Arbitrum breaks back below this support. I have this box down. I have this box down here. Just set my alert. You know, this would be pretty brutal. Imagine this thing trades all the way back down to where it launched. Could be a good opportunity though. Yeah, Arbitrum, obviously a new one, right? 2 L2s on top of Ethereum. There's some other ones, like a lot of the decentralized exchanges, like DYDX. Super bullish on DYDX. Decentralized exchange, but ultimately, same thing. Like, look, you got back above the bull market support band, you broke back below, retested it once, twice, 3 times, could not get back above. Looking weak. It's looking heavy, man. I think we eventually come back. I think we eventually trade back to the low. You know, on this one too. DYDX. Yeah, we talked about Sands. Even Aptos. Everyone likes to shit on Aptos. Even Aptos, man. Another new one. We can get Aptos back down at the range low. Then all of a sudden you got 1 low, 2 lows. Boom, we bounced this back up. But Aptos. Right? Remember when Aptos went off? It went from like $3 to $20 in the early this year. and everyone was super hyped on it. Now look, we already almost bled that whole move all the way back down. Right? So you might be thinking it's crazy. Yeah, I think we get Aptos back down at $3. Hey, let's go. It's time. It's time to get some of these new coins. Woo, another decentralized exchange. This one looks pretty heavy still. Get back at the range low. Boom. We got this shit. Mike said, I have some ETH Classic. Mike, it was ETH Classic, man. That was actually one of the only... Listen, we made a lot of the good calls on the Wyckoff Springs. We actually made a lot of good trades on those. Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash was the biggest one. Chainlink, we caught... What else did we catch? We caught the SHIB pump. What was the other one? We caught a few of them. But ETH Classic was one that did not play out, unfortunately. But, you know, you can't get them all right, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Woo. A lot of new ones, man. A lot of the new ones. I think the biggest thing is don't get so focused on the old altcoins, man. PYR. Good little pump. I still actually hold a bag of this one. But like I said, I've been kind of scooping this one up as it comes to the lows. So if this one comes to come to the low again, which at this point I think it will, I'll scoop up some more PYR. But there's a million of them, dude. It's a lot of these new ones and some old ones. I like Uniswap, Chainlink, but a lot of the new coins, you know. Jordan's the Lionel Messi of... I don't know how to take that as a compliment or a disgust, Franco. You know? Oh, man. This market's crazy. How's stocks doing? Why is my... Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday. I forgot it's Friday. Stocks are closed tomorrow. Besides that, guys, I could go through this whole list. NXRA, another new altcoin that I like. I think it comes back down and tests those. All of the charts look the same. Right? They all look the exact same. They look like they're going to bleed out to the low. So this one I think bleed out to the low. I think we get a better opportunity on that one. RDNT, no, sorry. TIG, new decentralized exchange play. It's low cap. Ultimately, this one probably trades back down here somewhere. You guys get the point, man. Like, do your own research on the altcoin market. They're all going to go up in a bull market. Like, it's just about finding which ones are going to go up the most. It's really a guess, but you know, you can sprinkle a little bit of an educated guess in there. You know, other than that, it's a guess. Shit, you would have told me SHIB and Pepe would be two top gainers. I would have called you crazy. You know, I would have called you freaking bat shit crazy. Let's see. Let's go. Dave, what's up, buddy? Crypto Thurl. Safe Moon. How is Safe Moon doing nowadays? Let's go check it out. Safe Moon. Wow. I mean, to be fair, actually, to be fair to Safe Moon, this one's actually been holding up decent. I don't know. I mean, it went up a lot. This one's actually been holding up better than a lot of other altcoins. Like, look, this was the October low, right? It's actually like not that lower than the October low. It's actually been, yeah, it's been going down. It's actually been, I mean, it still looks like shit, but it actually is holding up a lot better than I thought it would looking up the chart. But man, Safe Moon, man. I remember when this one was all the hype of Safe Moon. Actually, I don't think this is not the full chart. That's why. This is not even the full chart. Let's look at this one. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's this? Safe Moon. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Safe Moon Inu. Okay, there. Apparently Safe Moon does not exist anymore. MEXC. Gate.io. This probably is a good one. No data. Okay. All right, we're not looking at Safe Moon. We're not looking at Safe Moon, guys. Mike said that's one big bull flag. On Safe Moon. One day, man. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. Oh, COS? COS is a tough one. I don't know what to think about this one. It's a new alt, which, if it's a new alt, you gotta be kind of like it, right? Because the thing about the new altcoins is they don't have a lot of bag holders. That's one of the biggest things people forget about, like the old altcoins versus the new altcoins. The problem with the old ones is the whole way up, you're gonna have people just looking to sell out of it because they're down, right? And they just want to get out. But the new alts, you don't really have to worry about that. You don't got bag holders. But COS, this one's interesting right here. This one can go either way. Because what have you done on COS? What do we call this type of pattern, guys? What do we call this? Do we know what this is? What is this? This is a top, right? A move down, a move back up, a break of that high, right? A dip back below the high, a retest, right? So this is the test, because if this is rejection from the previous high, then this thing kind of rolls over. You know what I mean? So listen, I'm not going to bet against this one though, because COS has been one that even when Bitcoin's bearish, this thing kind of continues up. So listen, I've seen a lot of people try to short this shit. I would not be shorting this shit. I would just rather short something else, because this thing is a beast. This thing is a freaking beast. But if there's anywhere this would turn, you got a deviation, you got a higher high. Kind of looks like the Bitcoin top from 2021, to be honest. Right? You got a higher high, and then you got a lower high on the weekly on the RSI. So you got basically the deviation and the bearish divergence at the highs. Kind of looks like Bitcoin back in 2021, actually. But, you know, it's a tough one to bet against, because this one is just a freaking beast. So like, actually, kind of looks like Bitcoin's chart in the monthly, right? It kind of looks like a little parabolic curve. But yeah, if there's ever a point this is going to turn over, I'd say it's around here. But I'll tell you this: COS, I don't think COS even comes back down to this low. But if it does somehow, I don't think it does. I actually would probably be looking at COS here, like 2.5. If it does come back down here, hell yeah, man. I'll probably pick up a bag of this shit if it comes back down to this low. But like even to here, there's a 37% move down. To here, 58% move down. I actually don't think that's terribly unrealistic. It depends on what Bitcoin does, but it's interesting, man. Franco, is COS capitulating? Never. This whole time I've been thinking of COS-related puns. SHIB still have any gas left in it? No, the SHIB gas is gone. Listen, we were bullish on SHIB, but as soon as George started talking about SHIB, it was over. It was another perfect indicator. Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about this yet. We didn't talk about this yet. Guys, listen, I love George, okay? So I want to just say this straight out. I'm not hating on George. It has nothing to do with him. I watch George every day, okay? I just watch him because I enjoy listening to him, okay? You know, even when I'm a bear, I got to listen to George a little bit. But let me tell you this. The next crypto gem was the worst thing I have ever watched in my life. I wasted 30 minutes of my life watching that. That was horrible. Arguably, I'm not even kidding, guys. I'm not saying this just try to be funny. I'm serious when I say that I think that was the worst thing that I have ever watched in my entire life. Like, that was so bad. That was so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even watch episode 2 because I honestly, it was like the acting in it. They were just acting, and it was so sleazy. Sleazy is not the right word. What's the word? Cringe. It was so cringe. It was so cringe.
It's not a TV show.
It was horrible. I was expecting coming on, watching like a Shark Tank shit where they got a project coming up, shooting the shit with them, right? Making jokes, telling them why they suck or they're good. Kind of like how Shark Tank does it. But I don't even know what... I felt like I was watching a NFL like football highlight video. Like, what is this? Oh my God. You guys need to watch it. I'm telling you. You know exactly what I mean. That was horrible. I knew better than waste my time watching. Like, and I already know who's going to win the show. It's going to be Vulcan Forged. Because I know all those projects that are on there. Vulcan Forge is the best one. I know they're going to win that show. It's not even worth watching. Oh my God, dude. Anyways. It was brutal. It was brutal to watch. And like I said, guys, I watch George every single night. I'm not talking shit about George. It's just the show was horrible. Like, it was bad. All right. Anyways, besides that, it is what it is. It was a castrography. Franco said, okay. He said it was just an intro episode. The rest will be like Shark Tank.
It was so unprofessional.
They should have just skipped the intro video, though. Like Shark Tank, you ain't watching to get an intro. You know what you're getting when you put on Shark Tank. You're getting Mr. Wonderful shitting on someone. You're getting, it's basically what you're getting, man, you know? So it's like a competition for a handful of coins? It is. It is. Switch Lane said it's probably why PYR has been pumping. Oh, PYR is the best gaming. If you want, this is just my opinion, not financial advice. But if you want exposure to the gaming space, PYR is the best play, in my personal opinion. It's basically Gala, but their games are way better. And the CEO of PYR is freaking the coolest guy ever, in my opinion. But like I said, you do your own research on that. Any rant alert today? There's nothing to rant about right now. There's zero to rant about. I guess that was a little rant right there. But yeah, there's just nothing to rant about right now, man. Next week we got CPI, another one, like the friggin', I feel like this is like the 20th one we've had. We got CPI next week. There's actually forecast is 3.6. So you see how all year the forecast for inflation was going down. Now you see the forecast for inflation's going up. So that's also why like I said, I've been hesitant on the market because now you got these forecasts of CPI going higher, which I'm a big believer in the trueflation, right? And this also has been showing that inflation's going back up. I'm going to show a housing. Because I think the problem we're going to have here is housing actually hit a low in August. But you can see now the housing inflation is actually coming back up. Which is like the most annoying one. Because that's the one that hurt people the most. Is the housing inflation. Food has came up a little bit. Nothing crazy though. But, we shall see, man. We shall see. We shall see what happens next week when that comes in. Unemployment rate's still low, which I'm actually just kind of shocked at, up to a certain point. But I don't know, man. I'm at, who knows? Mike said we're blind. Yes. Look at Tellercoin. I smell $500. Tellercoin. Teller. What do we got? You smell $500? I smell bullshit. I smell some bullshit coming out of that mouth, psycho. You and I damn know this ain't going to 500 bucks right now. All right.
Look at Teller Coin. I smell $500.
I'm trying to find a better
Man
chart.
getting massage.
Okay, this is the best chart I can find. You smell 500 bucks. I smell some bullshit coming out of that mouth. You get a little breakout actually, but here's the deal. Actually, this actually doesn't look too bad. This looks a lot better than the other ones. Maybe in 20, like I said, not right now. I'm kidding a little bit. I know you probably mean like, you know, down the line, but you know, 500 bucks, yeah, down the line. I don't think that's terribly unrealistic. But right now, hell no. Hell nah. $500 tomorrow.
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
This probably just sells off tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. It's just anytime I've seen an altcoin pump like this over the last couple months, it's just instantly sold off. You know what I mean? Like it's just the nature of the beast at the moment. Let's go look at the daily. Yeah. See, even when they go to the daily, look, you got these highs. Basically, you're coming down to retest. If this dips back below into these highs, it's over. It's going back down to the low. You know what I mean? But right now, you're just retesting. So we'll see if it holds here. If you hold here, you build a little bit of base. Could shoot higher. But if this dips back below here, it's over. And probably just go down, back down like just like we've had the last few months, right? Pumps, we come back down. We pump, we come back down. Over and over and over again until everyone gives up. Mike says, so Jordan, are you betting with the Eagle game? I'm sitting on a pile of cash for my wins versus Clint. Yeah, Mike, that was a close call, man. That was a really good game. I watched the end of that game. The Chiefs Lions was a fantastic game. That was a good bet. Good bet. I said I think the Lions are going to win too. Am I going to have betting with me on the Eagles game? Mike, you got to give me some points. Because I know. You got to give me some points, though. I will take the Pats if you give me 7 points. If you could give me 7 points, you got a deal. Okay? But if it's a flat bet, hell no, I want nothing to do with that bet. You know what I mean? I'm not betting Clint on things. He doesn't care if you lose. Clint doesn't have the best bet. Doesn't have the best track record with bets. I can't remember the last time I lost a bet to Clint. I think I'm like on like a 10 win streak with Clint on bets. It's been a long time since I lost. Lions deserve to be good once in their lives. Yeah, Lions and the Browns. Imagine if it was a Lions-Browns Super Bowl. That would be like the least. That would be like the least watched Super Bowl of all time. Lions-Browns. It actually could happen though. Like there's an ultimate universe where the Browns and Lions could be in the Super Bowl this year. Jordan always wants points. You get no points. How do you think Wemby will do in his first year? Wemby? I think he'll be. I don't think he's going to be an all-star. I think my prediction, he probably puts up. They'll probably make him the centerpiece of the offense, so he's going to put up numbers. He probably goes. I think he's small, right? He's very fragile, right? And actually wouldn't be surprised if he actually got injured. Knock on wood. In the first year, it seems like the first pick always gets injured every year. Last year wasn't really true. It was Chet who got injured. A lot of these big men always get injured early because they're so fragile. But if he stays healthy, I could see like 18 points. 18 points, you know, he's so big. 9 rebounds. He probably blocks a shitload of shots. You know, 2.5, 3 blocks a game. Just because he's so big. Yeah, so I see him like first year, like 18, 9, and 3, right? That's my guess. 12 people would watch it. Lions Browns would be hella hype. We look at the daily close. We did not, man. The daily close, here it is. Right in the middle of the range, my guy Anderson. Right there, buddy. 25.9. Right in the middle of the range. I would like to place a large bet. A large bet with Clint. But yeah, we closed at 25.9. It's not really too much to say about this daily close. It's interesting, I guess. Depends on your definition of interesting, I guess. Hoffs turns everything into football. Jordan hates daily closes now. Yeah, I kind of do hate daily closes now. Because you gotta understand, like, guys, like, the market lately has just been brutal. Like, look at this market since March, and I think we can put this into perspective of how brutal this market has been. Look at this price action. Let me just get rid of this. Look at this price action. Look at this. Look at how many days where we've actually had moves that meant something. 1, 2, 3. Other than that, we've had like 3 days. 1, 2, 3 days that of moves that actually moved us somewhere else. I guess maybe you can say 4. We'll count this as 4 over here. This one moved you up into here. But look at this. I mean, it's like, other than that, dude, it's been 6 months of nothing. Nothing. Okay, a little bit of move in the same range. Nothing. 1, 2 big moves up. Nothing. 1 move down. Nothing. You know, it's really hard to get pumped over the like daily closes and things like that when just nothing's going on, right? And you just go into every day expecting nothing to happen. You know, like tomorrow, this weekend, guys, once again, nothing's going to happen this weekend. I've been correct in my analysis for every weekend for the past 6 months. Nothing will happen this weekend. Bitcoin will probably be at 25.9 on Sunday afternoon. And then we'll come in on Monday and say, Bitcoin was boring this weekend. And we'll say, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Setting up for another boring trap weekend. Yeah, what we probably do this weekend is probably do this. We probably do nothing on Saturday. Maybe Saturday night we start to drip up a little bit. Get everyone bullish again. Right? Bulls start going crazy. $100 pump on Saturday night. Bulls go crazy even though you can't see it on the chart. And then Sunday, right, we kind of just go sideways. Sunday we get rug pulled. But we ultimately probably close like somewhere in this area before we get a bounce, and we probably close Sunday like right there. Something like this wouldn't surprise me. Just a bunch of buffoonery. A buffoonery. It's crazy. There's always next week, and that's true. Every big move, you can expect 10 days of absolute sideways. Yeah. Frico said, Jordan, talk about the accounting rules companies are going to implement on 2024 that will make BTC on balance sheets look more appealing. I did see that. Basically, they can take the value of what Bitcoin is at the moment and use that as the value of Bitcoin that they own. Because I believe the old rule, and I'm not 100% certain on this, but I believe the old rule was they have to, I think it was the value of when they bought it, right? Versus now I believe it's the current value, which makes it more appealing because the problem we had before is if a company bought Bitcoin and Bitcoin went up in value, they're basically their balance sheet wouldn't reflect that. So it looked like they would actually like not gain any money. But if the value goes up, that's going to make probably more companies want to buy Bitcoin low, right? Which, you know, I also could think about that in a bearish perspective. That actually might make some of the big companies want to actually buy Bitcoin lower, you know? But who knows? Who knows, man? But that I think that's bullish long term, though. Is that going to have an immediate impact? No. But I think that's another thing you can add on to the 2024 list. There's so much shit. I'm so bullish for next year. I might be bearish right now. But the longer this kind of does nothing and just bores everyone out, and we get through this macro shit, right? Maybe inflation gets a little bit of a spike up again. It comes back down. Fed can start cutting rates at some point next year. Something happens. They start printing money, right? We have Bitcoin ETF coming out, Bitcoin halving coming out. We basically have, excuse me, the little weird lip thing. We got this new balance sheet thing for companies coming out. Super bullish for 2024 and 2025. After that, like I said, I think we're due for one of those every 30-year cycle, right, on the stock market. But anyways, not to talk about that, but yeah, man, everything's lining up like it always does. It's just funny, man. Like the news is kind of lining up how it always does. I think Bitcoin's just right here in the cycle, and that's why I'm not like overly optimistic for the short term. I don't see a point where Bitcoin's going to the moon right now. The one thing I thought would actually make it happen was the Grayscale ETF, right? But the fact that got sold off is what it is. I even think like if the ETF gets approved, I don't think that's gonna like instantly shoot Bitcoin to all-time highs. I think that's more of a long-term bullish thing, right? Because even if an ETF gets passed, you still need people buying Bitcoin, right? And my thing is like, if people weren't buying Bitcoin before, is gonna, I mean, yeah, big companies might want to buy it, but what if they don't want to buy it right now? They're gonna make Bitcoin go up if no one wants to buy it. But I think eventually that's gonna be a bullish thing. But I think everything's gonna line up perfectly. It's all gonna line up perfectly like it always does. Somehow, right? It's like it's on a clock and it's programmed to work out perfectly. And it's a presidential election year, man. And presidential election years tend to be pretty good. So everything, it just seems like everything lines up perfectly every time, man. Talk about the death cross. The death cross on the weekly. Okay, we could talk about the death cross. I believe that's what the 50 and the 200. The imminent death cross. The 50 and the 200. Right? Am I? Usually we talk about death crosses as being the 50 and the 200 moving average, but I don't. Do I have the right ones on? I do. So this is the 200 week, which we also broke back below and retested as resistance, which is another reason why I'm actually slightly bearish on this. Not only did we test the bull market support band as resistance, we also dumped back below the 200 week, retested as resistance. But anyways. I don't understand where this whole death cross thing is coming in. Like, these aren't even close to crossing. You know what I mean? Oh, I guess this was the death cross back here. I guess. If we talk about the 200, or we talk about the daily time frame. Because the death cross on the weekly happened technically all the way back here. Right? And the one thing I know about the death crosses and the bull crosses, I'm not a big believer in those. They're lagging indicators. But what I know a lot of times is when you get these crosses, you'll actually see the opposite happen, right? And then the move that you're supposed to do actually happens later. So I don't know. Are we talking about the daily though? Okay, here we go. We're talking about the daily death cross. Well, let's look at the previous death crosses. So we had a death cross right here. Obviously, it's at a different time in the market. Right, but we did get lower from that point. We had a death cross right here. We actually had a death cross at the exact moment we hit a low, before we actually went higher. Let's look at 2019. I think 2019. Let's get rid of the bull market support band real quick, so we can see this better. There we go. Let's look at 2019. I think that's the most comparable market to we have now, right? So we had a death cross here. We actually had a pump into the death cross. So we're actually right here. We had a massive pump right when we had the death cross. So could we be setting up for that bigger squeeze up into the death cross, into a move down? That's what we did in 2019, right? we squeezed up, and then we went lower. Let me look at some of these other ones. Right here, did kind of the same thing actually. Death cross, we squeezed higher, then we went lower. Let's look at one more market. One more time. Because this is another one we can compare to now. Death cross here. Actually, this death cross was actually when we were at a low, and then we actually ended up pumping way higher and never coming down to that level again. So like I said, there's been times where we had a death cross, we went lower. There's been times where we pumped and then went lower. There's been times that we dumped and then went higher. There's been times that we just went higher. Useless. It's useless. Basically, to me, it's a useless indicator. It's completely useless. We just checked all the times that it's happened. It basically is useless. It does a different thing sometimes there's been 2 times where you pumped and then dumped. There's been 1 time that you just dumped, and there's 1 time that you just pumped. Basically, that tells me it's somewhat useless. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. And this is coming from someone that, okay, I would love a death cross if it went down because I'm bearish right now. But I even think it's useless to a certain degree, you know? I think that's the daily that's going to get it. Jordan, I need full cliff notes on this weekend's 90 Day Fiancé. There was no 90 Day Fiancé last weekend, Franco. So, fortunately, we had to skip a week. But Sunday, there's going to be another one. All right, guys. I'm getting the frick out of here. All right? Enjoy your night. Thank you for coming on. Yes, I like apples, Tom, even though I think they're somewhat overrated, but I do like apples. Okay? The best fruits are bananas, watermelon, pineapple. Okay? I'm out of here. Peace. Have a fantastic night, guys. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And keep at it. Keep at it, man. Keep at it. 2023 is a year of accumulation, but make sure you keep some cash on the sidelines. Not be all in just in case of any type of move lower, right? So, peace. Catch you guys later. Adios, amigos. And be careful of FOMO into the altcoin, man. Like TRB. All right? Later. Peace.